All right. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me properly? Yes, very good. Okay. Let's start. Please bow. So I have a new setting today. I have to make adjustment. Yeah. All right. So thank you for being here again every Sunday. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Do you have any question today? No. Yes. If not, that's okay. Yes, please.
It's the same question, letting out, letting go, the stop for transmission.
All right, I couldn't hear it properly because of the sound. Can you try to repeat? I will try to.
How to let go, letting go of the case of letting go for transformation.
All right, so I hope I could partially answer that question today, right, with the talk. All right, yeah. How to let go. Of course, we will explore a specific point today. But we could give a simile, maybe. So if you would, I don't know, if something would throw at you some hot charcoals. Do you know what charcoals is? It's the kind of when you do a barbecue, for example, okay? You use some dark stuff made of wood, right? In order to use to make fire. And so those become very red because of the temperature, right? Yeah, you see what it is? So this is that charcoal, let's say. And someone would throw at you one, okay? Would you try to grab it? Or if you grab it just by instinct because, and feel that it's hot, whew, all right, you would let it go. Or when you take, I don't know, a cup very, very, very hot, this one is steaming. So we have the handle, right? But imagine that it's boiling oil put in there and you just, okay, touch it not with the handle, but directly with the finger. It's very sensitive. Then you notice that how hot it is. Well, automatically you would not hold it because it's burning you, right? And then it would drop. Well, the old path is to recognize what makes harm to you when you touch it, and with the recognition that it's burning you, then you would automatically let it go until you do not even have the wish or the desire to grab the cup at all, or to say, up the hot charcoals. I don't know. It's gonna burn me. So this kind of simile around the fire, around burning, this is what's often quite used in the scriptures. So it's kind of learning what causes your suffering until at some point you do not even hold on it. You say, okay, it will cause suffering. No, thank you. Not for me. All right. It's like when you drink alcohol, then you have to learn that it makes you drunk, right? And do stupid things afterwards if it's too much. And then you do not have any control anymore on yourself, right? And at some point, you can recognize the consequence of drinking alcohol, and you say, "Oh no, I'll stay sober," because either it causes harm to myself, or I start to do stupid things, harming others, or I'm not able to control myself enough in order to be responsible for this body and for others. So no thank you tonight. You know, when you drive and drink at the same time, okay? I'm not talking about one drink, but well, for people who do not drink at all, one drink would actually do a lot of dizziness, right? But okay, let's say you have a certain quantity that makes you drunk, and then you decide to drive, right? Everyone knows that there is danger in that, okay? And then at one moment you can decide, no, I will stay sober, I won't drink because I drive, all right? And for some, it's at some point, as a mother, for example, you have young kids, you have to drive them, I don't know, around, then it would be automatic that you won't drink, all right? Because you would put them in danger if you do so. So if you have that realization that there are consequences for yourself and for others, then you abandon the risky behavior, let's say, okay? So this is the same with the thoughts. It's the abandonment of holding on something that is harmless to you and to others. And for that, this is why we have some different practices, and we have also trying to understand a bit the teachings. All right. Today I will. We talked about the four noble truths last time, and about mostly the second truth last class. It was about the origin of suffering, which is craving. And this week I was reading the suttas, and I came to that discourse that is a destruction of craving. So the Buddha gives instructions on how to destruct craving. And I talk about that. So destruction of craving, that means that not only there is letting go, but there is then afterwards not even the necessity to let go, because let go, that means that you have hold it first, and then you have, okay, to let go. So the destruction of craving is that there is not even holding first. This is like, no. There is not even this necessity to avoid. This is just that somehow we can use this simile to another level and say that the charcoal would go through you, like not even piercing, touching you, or it would just go through your body. I don't know. Yeah. It's like maybe that simile of the arrow. When someone throw an arrow at you and try to hurt you, you receive it. You first, of course, have the pain of it, and then there is the additional pain that you put to yourself. We call it the second arrow. And I would say that if we go even further in the simile, when there is destruction of craving, I would say that you do not even receive the arrow. And it reminds me also, but okay, no, I will not talk about that because I don't remember clearly. I think it was maybe during the night of enlightenment of the Buddha, and he said that Mara, so the evil one, the evil character who was all his life, during all the life of the Buddha, was around her trying to make him do mistakes, let's say. And Mara threw at him different kind of challenges, let's say, and the Buddha was also, maybe I have to check that, and if I'm wrong, I'm gonna edit this part, but the Buddha was sent a kind of many arrows through his body, and somehow he wasn't hurt at all. So this is maybe also this kind of metaphor or simile. All right, so from a practical point of view, I would like to, let's say, announce or give instructions, talk about it, and then maybe later, if we have time, either we can practice together or you can remember the instruction and do the practice at home by yourself. And then if you want, during the week or the past weeks, you can give me feedbacks, or if you have any question, please contact me. What are the instructions? So I've introduced the four quite rapidly, but the four foundations of mindfulness. If you remember, I talked about the Satipatthana Sutta. And this is a discourse in which the Buddha encourages us to develop four kinds of mindfulness. Most of the time together, we've been starting with mindfulness of the body. And mindfulness of breathing, anapanasati, is part of mindfulness of the body. And there is a second kind of mindfulness, which is mindfulness of feeling tone. Feeling tone, and the Pali word for that is vedana. So it's feeling tone and not feelings, because, and it's different. Feelings in English mostly refer to emotions. So I'm not talking about emotions right now. Feeling tone, I talked about it already, and I said that every time there is a sense contact, there is a feeling tone attributed with it. This feeling tone can be pleasant, unpleasant, or neither pleasant nor unpleasant, or we can also call it neutral. And this for the 6 kinds of senses. So you know already the 5 kinds of senses, right? And the 6th one is the mind thinking. So it makes 6. And we have to consider all the 6. Because there is also a kind of feeling impression or feeling tone, vedana, associated to thoughts, right? There are thoughts that feel good, there are thoughts that feel unpleasant and well, just thoughts about. That looks like not interesting at all, right? So why the Buddha? Well, he announced 4 foundations of mindfulness and gave one foundation to this feeling tone, vedana. So it might be quite important, right? And yes, it's a key parameter in the cessation, in the ending of craving, meaning in the destruction of craving and the end of suffering. So it's quite important to know about it, right? So feeling tone. So let's start with a quite gross level of understanding of our experience. So before having been introduced to mindfulness or to this kind of teachings, our experience is a kind of me interacting with the world which is outside, and I'm interacting with people, and life can seem quite sometimes unpredictable, chaotic, and most of our time is spent in trying to control and the uncontrollable and to know the unknown, right? And yes, we try also to keep what we like and to discard or push away what we do not like. It's kind of, I'm brushing the common understanding of what life is. This is more or less how people, let's say, the viewpoint or the perspective of everyone. And this is also how we are conditioned, how we grew up, and there is a kind of consensus that it works like this. All right, so, but this brings quite a lot of suffering, and we try to avoid as much as possible suffering. And when it happens to us, well, we consider that it's a shame, that it shouldn't be like this, and that there is most probably someone to blame for our problems, right? Okay. Now we start to develop mindfulness of the body. And when we try put our attention and into our body and start to know about the 6 sense doors. So what about the eye, the nose, taste, and the mind? When we start to experience that through mindfulness of the body, we can also try to deconstruct our experience and realize that overall, there is only these 6 things happening. In daily life, because we do not have awareness, it's kind of flux or movement of different kind of impressions, right? And then we put meanings on that, perceptions, ideas, viewpoints, me and the world, and it goes on. But when we start to slow down, reduce the sense impression into the body and look with mindfulness, then we might realize that finally our entire experience is actually only these 6 things happening, but kind of in a row, like a succession. It's first a sound, then a smell, then a physical touch, then back to a mind thinking, and then sensation in the body again. and then maybe taste of the coffee in the mouth. And then you can see that finally the attention, when not oriented or focused on an object, can actually travel to the sixth sense doors. And if you go further into this investigation, then there is nothing else than that. So you start to kind of see the mechanism and the succession of this kind of, let's say, sense consciousnesses. All right, so from there, if we would have only this realization that there is that our experience is made of, okay, the contact between, for example, a form and an object that we can see, and the eye and the eye consciousness, all right, contact, then we will not have much problem. It would be just the senses working, right? But when we see an object, for example, so in the case of seeing, then there is a feeling tone associated to it. Either we like it, we dislike it, or it's, let's say, neutral. And then there is something coming. Because when we like it, because of this feeling tone, we like it, we start to want to have it, to buy it, to ask if I can get it for a while for me, right? And then if I want to buy it, then I start to say, okay, I have to go to the store, I will buy one, maybe a bigger one, and so on. So, of course, I'm saying something that looks like innocent, just buying a thing that we like, okay? But then it can start to proliferate in the mind if it's something like we really want to have, all right? It can be also a person that we really want to have, right? Because we find him or her very beautiful. So it's just a saying or the idea that we have about that person. We want to, to be with that person all the time. And it starts to think. And when we cannot have it, as we have learned from the first noble truth, we cannot have it when we start to suffer. All right, so same if I see an ugly thing, or let's use another sense, like a smell. Something that's so, oh no, it's so smelly. Then, okay, let's either go away or, you know, you understand, or change. Also, you can try that with everything you see. You use it as a play, right? Everything you see in your daily life. So you put your eyes, I don't know, on something very common like a cup, and try to feel or to see. I don't know how to use any name, but to be aware of the kind of feeling associated to it. Oh yeah, this one I like it because it was offered to me at a Christmas, and then the mind will start probably to associate also a history with the object. Okay, but try, even go out, walk on the street, and see when you see someone actually passing by you, and just, I don't know, the way that person is dressed, or the face. You see, you will like it, not like it, find it beautiful, ugly, or I wouldn't dress like that, and so on and so on. Okay, and you can start to see the reactivity of the mind around every object you see. Okay, or pick up in your flat 3 objects randomly, put them in front and say, okay, what are the feelings? And the feelings, this feeling tone might also change over time, depending. All right, and because, and when something is neither pleasant nor unpleasant, it's possible that it's kind of, we have the tendency to discard or to ignore this kind of objects. Even ignore maybe completely their existence, which leads to you will see that the mind has a tendency then to try to find something that makes it react. Even actually unpleasant thoughts might be more entertaining than boring object. I don't know, like this one. Okay. Yeah, it's what it is. Yeah. Okay. This is shiny, and the sound is nice. Yeah. All right, so let's try to look at our everyday life, or every action, how it is motivated by this kind of feeling tone. Also, what we drink, what we taste. You can do it also mindfulness while eating. And in sitting practice, you can sit and also with everything that arises in your experience, of course, be mindful of these 6 sense doors. And when you see a phenomena appearing, like, okay, I'm noticing the taste in my mouth, then try to notice the feeling tone associated to that. And do not forget the neither pleasant nor unpleasant one. Okay, if you say, okay, I like it, I do not like it, or it's easy with pain in the body. Okay, pain in the body is painful. There are more pleasant sensation in the body, like, for example, the tingling in the lips is quite, it's not neutral, it's like, it's not unpleasant, so we can call it, for example, pleasant. Or when you develop mindfulness of breathing, then you can have this very blissful sensations in the body, so it's pleasant sensations. So being mindful of that if you want to do this practice while sitting. Yes, feeling tone. When you eat, also when you see something, when you listen to music, right? So I used to practice that because I have a teenager daughter, and she puts the music on when I drive. So she picks up what she likes. And it cannot be necessarily what I like, right? And then if you do not like the music that you are hearing, then you can start say, so please change to, I do not like, I don't know, rock music, opera music, or so on. Please change, put something that we both like. So you try to, to react to what you don't like. So try to find some compromise. Maybe the other person say, no. I like, I don't know, rock music, and I like it when it's very loud. So you see. And then still, because you do not like this kind of music and it's hearing, then you might start to argue. Say, how are you to decide who is, and so on. And this is the starting point of conflict, of war. Because of what? It's not because of the sound itself. It's because you like it or you do not like it. And then the mind starts to react. And then you start to speak and to act. Okay, maybe. Okay, so because we are not able to choose, I shut it down. I shut it off. Not allowed to put music in the car. All right. So you see, you can observe that. And so we would have the tendency to say the other person is not able to understand that I don't like this music. And you see all kind of story you make around that. This is blaming the other person. Who has no wisdom at all. Not trying to find something for the both of us. How selfish is that person? So what would be the practice then? Okay, hearing sound. Noticing the unpleasant feeling related to that, and maybe starting to see how much you want to react, you want to do something. Stop it. All right. Wanting to say something about it. Or if it's pleasant, oh, good, yeah, do not change. Please play the full album, the 12 songs. I like it very much. Okay. So we have about the music we like. We also like to play it several times, or over again. Or we have some periods. Okay, I like very much. It depends on our moods, I'll say, if it supports it or not. So also be sensitive to that. And say, yeah, at which point I see the feeling tone, and I also aware of the reactivity of the mind and desire, the wish, the intention to do something about it, to change the unpleasant feeling into a pleasant feeling. Or at least if I turn off the radio, then it would be neutral. Neutral is, and then, okay. So start being aware of this feeling tone. Yes, so why I'm saying that? So, as I said, it's very important for the destruction of cravings, and I will read Buddha's words on that. So it's in the greater discourse on the destruction of craving. It's in Majjhima Nikaya, and it's discourse number 38. So you can find it. I use this book, so I know it's reverse, but it's the translation by Bhikkhu Bodhi. But you can also find the same discourse with another translator for free on the website that is called Access to Insight. Right? And it's a quite long sutta talking about codependent arising. I will come to this kind of teaching at some point. But at the end, he said, okay, this is how the suffering arises again. And there is good news that there is the ending and full cessation of suffering. Okay. And he says the following: on seeing a form with the eye, the person, or he says the bhikkhu, the monk, does not lust after it if it is pleasing. That means you do not try to desire to get it. He does not dislike it if it is unpleasing. He abides with mindfulness of the body established, with an immeasurable mind, and he understands as it actually is the deliverance of mind and deliverance by wisdom, wherein those evil and unwholesome states cease without reminder. So maybe it can be a bit cryptic, but what he says is that you develop mindfulness of the body. You do not try to keep or to have less desire for pleasant objects, and you do not dislike it if it's unpleasing, all right? And therefore you do not develop greed and hatred. And he add, having thus abandoned favoring and opposing, so keep it pushing, whatever feelings he feels, whether pleasant or painful, or neither painful nor pleasant, he does not delight in that feeling. He doesn't welcome it or remain holding to it. So you feel the feeling, but you do not delight in it. Oh, it feels so good. Yeah, all right. This is the kind of, oh yeah. You'd say, oh, good feelings, good. Come on, more of that. So I'm just joking around, but this is what our life is about, right? And he doesn't remain holding to it, meaning that, okay, the pleasant is there. What can I do in order to make it permanent, okay, or to make it constant, or to make it last? And he continues, as that person does not do so, delight in feeling ceases in him. With the cessation of his delight comes cessation of clinging. With the cessation of clinging, cessation of being. With the cessation of being, cessation of birth, of aging and death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair cease. Such is the cessation of this whole mass of suffering. All right, so it gives us, let's say, the map. You say, okay, let's establish mindfulness of the body and understand how feeling tone plays a role in reactivity in our life. And with that understanding developed through the practice, we start to say, okay, now we recognize the feeling tone and we stop delighting in it. You see the danger in it. Okay, if I delight in this good feeling tone, then suffering will ensue. So it's there is good feeling, but there is not holding on it. You abandon favoring or opposing. All right? You can keep doing it, but then you know that the consequence will be directly suffering. All right? So you say, okay, good feeling. Oh, damn it. Oh, good feeling. Okay, so let's not try to, okay, it's there. Let's try not to make it permanent. Okay, and see it for what it is. because feelings, they are very quick actually to arise and cease. Cannot so see that in practice, how short they are actually, and always changing. So, all right, so, and he keeps going, of course. He gave that explanation for seeing a form with the eye, but this is also the same with hearing a sound with the ear, and smelling an odor with the nose, tasting a flavor with the tongue, and touching a tangible with the body, and cognizing a mind object with the mind. Okay. So I think it worth reflecting on that, because he says, such is the cessation of this whole mass of suffering. So maybe it worth, giving a hear on that. And then he invites, of course, the bhikkhu, the monks, addressed the sangha to remember this discourse as the deliverance in the destruction of craving. All right, so let's say that we have now the tool or something to explore, and you can have fun with that, really. And even if you do not if you do not see or quote the process right at the feeling tone of something, when there is contact with one of the six senses, when you just realize that your mind got very reactive and started to proliferate around something that you consider as a problem, then try to reverse back and to try to see what was unpleasant or what was pleasant. And was that something that you saw that was very attractive, or something that you touched that was very unpleasant, and then you moved your body and you wanted to change the room or something like this? And then you will try to understand then that all your experience and all what you do is actually based on those a consequence of unliking and pleasant feeling, and liking pleasant feeling. And I would say that then, all right, with the practice, when you start to realize this process, what happens then? Feeling is feeling. So you start to notice pleasantness and to catch you before the reactivity. All right. And then at some point it goes further into the practice, the understanding, and then there is what we can call equanimity that also develops, meaning that everything is same, I would say, pleasant and pleasant, neutral. Yeah, okay. And because you no longer goes to that direction or this direction, because you do not want to grab anymore the hot charcoal, then there is less it's not like indifference about what's happening to you, but then let's say everything starts to become very equal, okay? Either the body is in comfort or is in discomfort, then it's just feeling is just feeling, all right? And then you can stay in it, let's say. Or you start to not prefer an experience over another one. You stop, let's say, even to choose your people, you know. We choose our people because they are like-minded. They are like-minded, so they give us because we share the same viewpoints, then it's pleasant feelings, right? But if feeling is feelings, then someone can talk to you badly and say, okay, hearing words, maybe the meaning creates this unpleasant. You say, okay, unpleasant. And then that person can keep talking or insulting you or saying things that doesn't bring a good feeling. And then, yeah. Okay, and someone can come and praise you or put you on a pedestal, say, oh, I like you so much, what you do, you have such and such quality. Okay, pleasant feelings maybe. And then, yeah, what? And then that person insulting you and that person praising you, somehow they become same. You are not trying to avoid that person saying bad things about you, or you're not trying to keep that person who praises you with you. So that's what I invite you to do, to reflect on that. We have some time left. Maybe we can do a short practice together about that. And what I invite you to do for the next 10 minutes is just to sit and for whatever arises in the body, in the mind, try to spot the feeling tone associated with it, either pleasant and pleasant or neutral. All right? So take a comfortable posture that allows you to stay alert. You can close your eyes. And I will ring the bell when the time is over, all right, in about 10 minutes. So it won't be guided. You will have to do the work by yourself, okay? Let's start. right, so to finish with, because I forgot, I would like to read you something also. It's about, how illustrating equanimity. Okay. And it's a passage, an excerpt of the Greater Exhortation to Rahula. It can be found also in the Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 62. This, what I'm going to read, is translated from Pali by Thanissaro Bhikkhu. You can find freely available text at dhammatalks.org. And that's the Buddha who actually talks to his son, gives advices. At that time, Rahula, his son, was about, I don't know if I remember, he was maybe something like 18 years old. Please correct him if I am wrong. And so he says to his son Rahula, he addresses him, Rahula, develop the meditation in tune with earth. For when you are developing the meditation in tune with earth, agreeable and disagreeable sensory impressions that have arisen will not stay in charge of your mind, just as when people throw what is clean or unclean on the earth. Feces, urine, saliva, pus, or blood. The earth is not horrified, humiliated, or disgusted by it. In the same way, when you are developing the meditation in tune with earth, agreeable and disagreeable sensory impressions that have arisen will not stay in charge of your mind. So this is an invitation to really look at this feeling tone associated with sensory impressions. And he said it's like earth or the floor, the ground, when you are you clearly say, well, if you pee on the ground, well, the earth won't react to it. It won't be horrified, humiliated, disgusted by it. So this is more or less how you should develop your meditation practice, your insight practice, and like earth, whatever is thrown at you, then those sensory impression, agreeable or disagreeable, will not be in charge of your mind. All right, he gives this advice to his son, who was a bhikkhu at that time, a monk. All right, this is today's talk. Thank you for joining. And if you need any further discussion about that, do not hesitate to reach me anytime. And yeah, so I will stay a bit longer. If you want to give any feedback, say something, comment, or just spend a few minutes in each other's presence, you can feel free to leave anytime you want. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm looking at okay, I have to hold the phone. Bye-bye. Thank you.